Welcome to the You Name It podcast with Davin and Jerry. And this week, it's Davin's podcast because I have no topics. Hi, Davin.
Hola, Jerry. How are you? You don't
Great.
You don't have any topics this week?
I do. I have a couple of topics. I just don't have all of them. No, I have three. I think.
I've got a bunch of little ones that it usually starts out little, but then they kind of grow.
Well, that sounds like something else.
Yes. Starts out little and grows?
Yeah.
Like a child or like a plant?
Davin, that was a penis joke, like a penis.
Oh. A penis.
Grows to great dimensions. Got to start the show off with a penis joke.
Nice.
See, I'm doing that. I'm using, more friendly terms, unlike you last week, just throwing out all the porn terms.
Yeah. Actually, Kendall came to me last week and he goes, "Check this out, Dad." Because he just he got his license back in March, but he finally got
Kendall. Who's Kendall?
my son, Kendall.
There you go.
So
Talk to the
he finally
crowd.
has my daughter's car. So we had to go get plates and all that other stuff for her new car. But his friend just got a new car, and she just got her random license. Because you know how when you go to, in other places, it's the DMV. Here, it's the Secretary of State, but Michigan people say a state, Secretary of State.
Secretary of State. Yeah.
Her random license plate, and granted, this girl is 16 years old. L84ANL.
Late for anal.
Late for anal. So she posted on Snapchat, "Good to know that I'm late for anal."
Great. Whose is that? That's
One of the girls my son hangs out with.
Oh, okay. Good thing it wasn't him.
You never know. The little kids got more action. It's unreal. It's like,
Really?
yeah, science.
So you think you're going to bring that to the show? You're going to talk about how much action teenagers are getting.
Well, no, here's the thing. We had my daughter's graduation party this weekend.
Okay.
3 of the girls at the party have been girlfriends with my son.
They've been girlfriends, or is it like they say nowadays, they've hooked up?
They've hooked up. So
Okay.
one of those. So who knows? And then yesterday he was hanging out with another one that I have no idea who the hell it is. So they're just friends, Dad. Yeah, right. And then
Yes.
he smiles and smirks and goes to his room and ignores me because I'm a parent.
Meanwhile, Father Davin thinks back upon his history when he was that age and realizes he didn't even have his first girlfriend yet.
That's true. I was a late bloomer.
And his kid is just beating the shit out of him in the love department.
And I don't know how he does it because he's an idiot.
That's how he does it because, I don't know, you have one daughter, I have 2, and you will realize that they are attracted to idiots before anybody you'd like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can't tell them otherwise because if you tell them, that makes them want to go out more.
That's right. That's right.
That's our parental advice on the You Name It podcast.
There was a song in the Broadway, time running Broadway show about that. The Fantastics. I don't know if you ever heard of that. But the lyrics are, why did the kids put beans in their ears? No one can hear with beans in their ears. The answer, my friend, is perfectly clear. They did it because you said no.
Exactly.
And that's what the whole song's about. It's about, you can't tell a kid anything. If you tell them no, they're going to do it. The whole concept of that play that you've never heard of, Davin,
Yes.
but many others have,
Yes.
is really about that. It's really the Romeo and Juliet story where the next door neighbors, the 2 dads, pretend they hate each other just so the kids will want to get together because they actually are best friends.
Reverse psychology, right?
Yes. So check that show out if you get a chance, people in the audience, because that's a really good one. It's funny. I've been through a bunch of this lately, having to tell and talk with people about these child rearing skills of realizing that they just want to go against anything you say. So you have to watch what you say. It's a chess game with these kids, right?
Yep.
So you're just stuck with telling them how you feel and let them make their own decision. That was a burp.
You're being me. Awesome.
Yeah, don't burp, kids. Kids, don't burp in public like I just did.
On the
now
radio.
they're all going to do it.
So are you, this is in like our time now, but it'll be past time by the time the listeners hear it. So I'm letting them in behind the curtain. So Amazon, did you buy anything on Amazon Prime for Prime Day?
I'm broke. I bought nothing on Prime Day because I was broke those days ago.
Well, did you hear that several days ago, Amazon actually filed a new patent for an underwater warehouse?
Underwater warehouse. Please explain.
Okay, so I don't know if this is a publicity stunt by them because Prime Days, it came out like 2 days before Prime Days. So it's kind of boosting up the news reporting and all that shit. But what they've got designed is, when you can look it up online, there's like 2 conveyor belts, one for in and one for out, and they drop the products in water sealed tight bags with a little RFID chip on them and a balloon, and they drop them to the bottom of this water storage unit. When a customer orders that product, they send the RFID signal out, the balloon blows up, the product floats to the top, it hits the conveyor belt, and continues on down the process.
Amazon has designed an underwater warehouse to store goods which are summoned to the surface by playing sounds. The futuristic concept was detailed in a recent patent filed by the retail giant this year. It reveals how it plans to drop stock into lakes or pools by parachute, trucks, or conveyor belts. Goods that aren't waterproof will be stored in watertight containers that have an air canister. Each container will be assigned a special acoustic signal, and when the right tune is played, the canister will inflate a balloon. That balloon will drag the container to the surface where it'll be fished out, put on a truck, and ready for delivery. That's so stupid. It's not real.
I just wanted to know.
It's a real thing. They've done that, but there's no reason for it.
Well, the reason for it is you get all this advertising on news by filing this patent, and it costs you what? $1,400, $1,500 to file a patent, and now it's newsworthy. And they get all kinds of boost in their Prime sales, which they've just announced that they are going to start charging on some of the Prime days an added shipping and handling fee.
Well, I read through this while you were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And yes, I heard you. Mm-hmm. But it makes no sense at all. I mean, there's so much wrong with the whole idea. It doesn't help them in any way. It doesn't do anything to speed things up. Because in the article, they're talking about the cost of storage and people having to walk to get the packages and ship them inside the warehouse. So here's a couple things.
Okay.
If you pile a bunch of shit on top of each other, the shit at the bottom's not going to be able to float to the top. Right. Because it'll have heavier shit on top of it. So that one doesn't work.
You don't think so, huh?
No. If you're talking about, they say lakes and rivers, so you're going to dump a bunch of shit into a lake that could be poisonous to the ecosystem. And at the same time, it's because of the way that, here we go. Because of the way that this works.
Yes, science.
It'll just push all of that water out into the surrounding area from the lake.
Okay.
Depending on how much stuff you're going to put in there.
Right.
So this whole thing is bizarre nonsense.
So a lot, which I see as good, because a lot of the water levels are low. So now you fill it up and it brings the water level up. People can go.
Oh my God.
If they're
I hope the audience is thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now.
If they're swimming and all of a sudden an echo floats up that's going to Lewis Johnson in North Dakota.
Yeah.
What if they swim down and steal his shit?
Yeah, that's a consideration too, if it's in a lake. So they must have to buy the lakes. Here's the thing. Here's what I have to go back to. the water level, which you think it's like the water table of your city where everybody needs more water because we're going to have a water crisis.
Right. But now it's contaminated with
artificially
Amazon shit.
raising the level of a lake does nothing to do with the volume of water that's there. Davin.
Well,
damn it.
Thank you.
Yes, science.
Thank you for that, Jerry.
You did it on purpose just so you can piss me off.
Uh-huh. Well,
Fuck you and your eyebrows.
I have to put the opposing guy on the corner viewpoint on it.
Is that really what that is?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was drinking
I want to know how many
Pepsi Zero.
how many balloons are they going to need to raise like a generator from underwater?
7.
7? Okay.
Yes. 7 balloons.
7.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. Air canisters, my ass.
Yeah, it's another fucking ploy.
I'm so glad that you brought that because that was the most exciting topic we've done in weeks.
I had
Amazon.
to. Hey, did you hear the other news this week?
What's the other news?
The Vatican and Catholic Church has basically said, fuck gluten-free people. We're going to serve the host the way it's supposed to be served.
Oh, were people trying to get them to here we go again. People trying to get them to change the recipe for the magic biscuits, right?
Yes. So they basically had to respond and say, no, we're not going to make a gluten-free host. This is the body of Christ, and the body of Christ had gluten in it. So fuck off. They didn't really say fuck off, but I'm interpreting their language.
They're saying that it looks like they're sold all over the place, though.
Yeah. So
as I look that up. But here's my question about this. And now we're going to go into your realm. So you'll be an expert on this, actually. So what I mean by that is we're going to just turn this into nonsense.
Okay, I'm listening, Jerry, but I'm going to grab a beer.
You're listening, but you're going to go grab a beer. Okay. That sounded hilarious. Dropping beer all over the place. All right, so if, for instance, you're performing a ceremony, religious ceremony,
right?
Which is the ceremony of transubstantiation.
Okay. Oh, I forgot. This is a perfect topic for you since you were ordained.
I am an ordained minister.
So the Online Academy of what?
Of free ordainments. I have a problem with this because why do you need to order any particular kind? Because the ceremony itself transforms, and Catholics believe this to be true. Protestants believe it to be symbolic, but Catholics believe it to be true that when you perform the ceremony, it actually turns into the body of Christ, right?
Okay.
No longer symbolic. So why couldn't they just go, hey, Jesus, could you make it gluten-free during this? Seemed like you'd be able to do anything with it. You could change it into a handful of M&Ms if you wanted to, but so it changes right to the actual body.
Well, and here's the other thing. So are the gluten-free Catholics now going to say, well, I could eat gluten on Sundays because God is going to get inside of me and he's going to fix it and I'm not going to have farts?
I don't know. Is that what the gluten thing's about, farting?
I think it might have a lot to do with farting and bowel and diarrhea. And
because I thought it was about Crohn's disease.
We're going back to the late for anal license plate again. Like
late for anal. Yeah. Hey, ass man. Remember that? Kramer?
Yep. How are we always talking about asses and butts?
You got that straight, buddy?
Yes.
I don't know what's going to happen with it. I have no idea if, in answer to your question, I have no idea if God, Jesus, or the Holy Ghost can cure your disease for the one day.
Mm-hmm.
I would think so. I mean, that's kind of one of the biggest things that happened with Jesus. He walked around and gave everybody all that free health care and raised them up from the dead and cured all those people.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if he could make you be able to eat gluten.
Well, we know a gluten-free person that is religious. We could always ask him his opinion. But
we could, yeah, if we had the means to call somebody on the show yet.
Yeah. What do you think?
Which we don't.
Now,
what do you think about that? All we would get is backlash.
You know what?
Like, are you seriously calling me for this?
You know what happened? He wouldn't tip.
What?
He wouldn't put into the little basket because they're not offering gluten-free alternatives.
Oh, you think that? Well,
Because
I think this particular Christian we're talking about isn't a Catholic anyway, so I doubt if he would even be in a Catholic church. But that is a good point. I wonder if you're saying that this guy we know that will be unnamed. You're saying that he doesn't tip very well when you're out.
Exactly.
So I wonder if he tithes to the church. I wonder what percent of his paycheck he gives to the church.
I could just see the questioning of the person giving the host. Okay, so it's not gluten-free. What kind of bread is in it? It's going to annoy the shit out of them.
Really?
Okay,
how
many
calories is in that, what do they call that thing?
The wafer.
The wafer? Whatever. How many calories? Is there any sugar in there? You got to worry about sugar, too. Yeah, it was about a 5 to 10 minute popcorn order that one day at the movies.
Oh, God, yeah. Is it gluten-free? Fuck. Jesus Christ. Oh!
No, he wouldn't say that. Come on.
I use the Lord's name in vain.
I think that this might actually tie in a little bit to this. I have one of my topics that can segue into this.
You've got a topic?
Yeah, because we talked about Amazon's new patent, and we talked about religion.
Right.
So this has to do with both of those things. The patent is a car communication invention that will never happen. All right, believe me, audience, it'll never happen. I already know this because it'd be too dangerous.
Okay.
But I keep thinking I want it where, how they have this beautiful new technology that's really thin, like paper thin LED shit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking just make them into something you could stick on the inside of the top of your windshield and on the back of your vehicle, in the back window at the top. The windshield would then reverse the words that you typed into it or said into your phone.
Right.
And then you could talk to the driver in front of you or the guy behind you just so you could let him know what you think he fucking did wrong when he was doing it. Or get off my ass, quit tailgating. You're not going to make me go any faster. That kind of shit.
Fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, so we know it's never going to happen.
Right.
But the religion comes into it when if you did invent this and you did start selling it, you'd have to come to terms with the fact that you were killing people.
Yeah. Well, James,
would you do that? Would you release? You know how many people would buy that thing if it were legal?
Oh, if it were legal, I'd buy it.
Everybody would buy it,
oh,
right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You'd make hundreds of millions of dollars. So, Davin, the question would be, would you go for the hundreds of millions of dollars, knowing that someone was going to die because of your invention, or would you just keep it to yourself?
Hey, sometimes you got to step on some dead bodies to get to the top.
All right, you're that guy.
No, I don't really have a moral thing that would keep me from coming up with that and making a shitload of money.
You could have stopped before that would keep me. You could have just stopped with, you don't have a moral thing.
A moral thing. Yeah, my moral thing is
non-existent.
His edit switch is broken.
Right.
But what
that was the new invention thought, and that was, Well,
what I was going to say is 007 James Bond already had that, but it wasn't a verbal thing. You couldn't read it, but you knew when he pushed the oil button and oil came out and you spun out and hit a fucking tree and went up the berm and flipped and rolled 5 times. You knew what he was feeling.
You did know that, yes. Yes. He wanted you to stop tailgating him. That's
exactly. Get off my ass, fucker.
James Bond, tailgate king.
Did I ever tell you the Bill Christensen spelled correctly story about the engine block?
No, I don't remember if you told us audience members that at all.
Okay. Well, Bill Christensen, spelled correctly, is one of our listeners.
Yes.
I think he had a minivan at the time, and he was driving in Pontiac, Michigan, or Waterford, and they hit some railroad tracks.
Yep.
And he's got his kid,
railroad crossing.
He's got his kids in the car, and he looks up, and out from underneath the car in front of him comes an engine block.
Like the whole engine just dropped out of the bottom?
Yeah, that's what he thought. It was actually, they were hauling an engine on a pickup truck or something in front of that car. It fell
Yeah.
off. The car in front of him rode over it. It spits out. Bill can't avoid it. He rides over it. Thousands of dollars worth of undercarriage damage and all that.
I thought those things were taller than would fit underneath a vehicle. I guess I can't picture it.
Well, I'm sure he ripped out his oil pan and his transmission and all kinds of shit. But I cannot imagine driving down the street and just seeing an engine coming flying out from underneath the car in front of you.
And then what are you going to tell the police in the report, too, on the phone? You're saying, I got hit by a car. Well, part of a car.
Yeah.
Do that
Okay,
routine.
where's the vehicle?
Yeah. Well,
If it's
was it a
missing
hit and run?
if it's missing an engine, where the hell did it go? I'm not sure. We'd have to ask Bill.
That was Bill's story. He got hit with an engine block.
Yeah. Bill gets hit with a lot of stuff.
He needs to be hit with a lot of things.
Taco
That Bill guy.
Bell broke his antenna and all kinds of
Yeah, without Bill's problems, we wouldn't have anything to talk about.
It's true.
We could talk about the sensitivity of Orientals.
Oh, that's always fun.
I don't give a fuck about the sensitivity of Orientals.
Here's
So
one.
rude. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know, if you're a new listener, that was just a clip from Eastbound and Down, because it's ridiculously hilarious to make fun of, well, sometimes on this show, new people.
Yeah.
Davin may sound a little insensitive,
I may
so we
sound-
loaded these up to
we call
make
it
sure that he was
racist.
the least insensitive.
We call it racist.
You might, yeah.
Yeah,
I was trying to be nice to you.
I know. Yeah, you can't do it. Can't fix stupid.
What else you got, Davin?
Okay, since we're talking about different Hebrew fucking national hot dogs, it's
Okay.
fucking me.
How is Hebrew National Hot Dogs fucking you?
Okay, so we had my daughter's.
You just told everybody you just got fucked with a hot dog. So.
Yeah, I know. we had our graduation party, and I went to Costco and bought Hebrew National hot dogs because they're in these big
Yeah.
packets, but they're individually wrapped packets. So it's like you would buy in a store.
Okay.
They put 7 hot dogs in a package.
So they're even worse than the 8 to 10 count or whatever it is.
Buns come in 8. What do you do with the other fucking bun? You can't bring it to church because it's got gluten in it.
Maybe it's a backup bun
For
case
what?
you-
In case you drop one?
in case you finger the buns improperly
Yeah.
and you wreck it. But maybe that's where you're supposed to stick your Hebrew hot dog, is right there in between your buns, like when you're getting fucked by Hebrew.
I'm wondering if they ever did serve 8 per package, and that was their downsizing method to keep the price the same, but screw the customer.
I don't know, but you're right. That there's always ass topics right now. It's weird.
What I need is for you to climb down out of my ass.
I like the way he says ass. Ass.
What I need. He's talking to his wife, too.
Can you imagine saying that?
No.
Delivering a line like that to anybody, really. I should just do. I should just do it, like at work or something. Just pick a time. Of course, not a real time, but pick a time just to look at someone and do that.
Yeah, say it to your
I
boss.
need- right, that's what I mean. What I need is for you to climb down out of my ass.
So one of the things that this whole graduation party developed with was my ex-wife, first of all, trying to throw a co-party with all the relatives, and this is the first time I've seen a lot of them since I've been divorced, and you don't know how
and you're
people are
talking
going to
really. You're
react.
talking about her side, right?
Yeah,
I thought so.
yeah, because she invited like 65 people, and I invited 6. So
the teams weren't even.
I was outnumbered. It's like
You
when
were
you have
surrounded by Davin haters.
when you have children, you don't want them to ever outnumber you because they can gang up. But that
Can you
didn't happen.
imagine? Can you imagine what all of those people think about you and what they were saying?
Oh, I
like
know.
behind your back because they listened to the show.
Well, I realized they better not listen to the show. They might.
I was trying to make you think that she was talking bad about you, but really they just had to listen to the show for a couple episodes.
No, I had to bite my tongue a couple times, but I was good. And you realize when you're not in a married situation for a while why you're divorced.
Right. Yeah.
I'm one of those people that doesn't like to be told what to do. And that started up, and I had to bite my tongue. And then I've got my dad chiming in with his issues. He got a speeding ticket on the way to my daughter's graduation. And he's complaining because, well, this wouldn't happen in Pennsylvania or New Jersey. Giving me a ticket for 1 mile an hour over.
Why do they all know him?
Dad, it wasn't 1 mile an hour. You were doing 36 in a 25. And Berkeley, Michigan is a small community. It's like 2 square miles. They know every car that comes in and out, and you've got Pennsylvania plates and you're speeding. Well, I'm like, Dad, go away.
He used to live here.
Yeah.
He should remember.
So he's trying to like blame the police for giving him a ticket. It's like, no.
But that doesn't have anything to do with you getting beat up on by the relatives, though.
No, but I mean, I was busy cooking, and I had 38 burgers and bratwurst, and I'm doing all this other stuff because I've been told to, and making food for all these people and everything else, and it wasn't the time.
He just annoyed you while you were busy.
Exactly.
What I want to know is what were some of those things you bit your tongue about? What kind of things were said?
Well, like for instance, okay, here's listeners, if you're ever throwing a party, Costco sells 20-pound bags of ice for like the same price as a 7-pound bag.
Okay. Good tip.
So we went through 14 bags of ice, which I picked up and I brought back. And as I'm loading them in to the party, my ex and all her relatives are sitting, and they've already started the party drinking wine, and they're all sitting on the deck, and they see me lugging these. Plus, I had to park down the street, so I got to carry it because they blocked the driveway off.
Yeah.
Did one of them get up and help? No.
Did you ask, though?
No, but I dropped the...
What is that noise? Is there a noise on your side of some high-pitched squealiness?
Yeah, that's the neighbor drilling.
Tell that fucking neighbor, knock it off.
He's working in his
Doesn't he
garage.
know that you're in your studio?
In my studios. Well, my studio garage door is open again. I knew you'd bitch at me for that.
Well, I mean, who wants a good, quiet, background?
Do you want me to close the garage door, Jerry?
I'm not going to ask you to do anything,
Okay.
Davin. I'm going to have you be comfortable. You go ahead and tell us the story about the ice.
Oh, so
'Cause
anyway.
I agree with you.
I dropped the bags like right by the coolers on the cement, so it was loud. So they knew I was loading this stuff in. None of them lifted a fucking finger to help.
Was it all girls, or was there any guys?
No, you missed it. None of them lifted a finger.
Oh, sorry.
Someone
I
in.
wonder if the listeners missed it in the drinking game.
Yeah. So anyway,
Really, was there any guys around?
Yeah, there were guys around
So what were they doing?
drinking,
Didn't you?
sitting
I wouldn't.
by the table. At one
I
point,
would pick the one I liked the least, and I would tell him, "Hey, how about a little help here?"
well, at one point, my ex-wife actually said, "Kendall, get up and help your dad."
Make
Oh.
the kid do it.
Yeah.
He's got a whole bunch of relatives there.
Poor-
People who are close to the family that should be sort of helping out with these big things like that.
Poor kid. He was
I know, I'm
like
going to make the kid do it.
the slave. And Bob got on him earlier this week too, because he was he decided the day of the party he was gonna
Sorry.
Bob is my tenant and my roommate. Bob told him, "Get your fucking ass up. It's your sister's party. You should be over there helping." Because I went over early, and he decided he was going to sleep in till noon that day because he was anti-party.
Oh, so at home, Bob was saying to him,
Yeah,
your tenant Bob was saying,
get over
up
there
and get over there and help out. Good for Bob.
because karma's coming around. Kendall's going to graduate in 2 years, hopefully.
Yeah.
You got to add the hopefully in there just in case when you have kids, you never frickin' know with them.
Yeah, but Lauren's not going to help him at all.
Exactly. She didn't help with her own party. Why'd she help with his?
Right. But at least you got some help out of him, thinking it might turn around, which it won't.
So, well, the good news is I've got a lot of extra alcohol that I can drink. So the next few episodes should be really good.
Oh, great. Great. You should make signs for the next graduation party that says, all relatives chip in and carry some ice, idiots.
Help you
And
fucking
see if they remember.
morons. Yep. The one thing I did realize is that relatives are like oysters.
They all create pearls? I don't know. What What is it?
No, they sound good, and then you don't really crave them. It's not something you like love, but every once in a while it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll have an oyster. And then you do it and you realize that it's like slimy snot. I'm making friends with my relatives right now.
All my relatives are a bunch of slimy snot that you don't really like, but you're forced to eat in social circumstance.
Well, does anyone ever say that they love oysters or crave them? Well,
I've never had one just because I don't feel like I need one.
Mm-hmm.
I tried sushi, and I don't like that, so I'm not going to like an oyster.
No. It is. It's like a salty, slimy snot.
Speaking of being mean to each other, like your relatives, I have this topic. Do you remember we talked about the guy at the with the judge?
Yes.
Trying to be mean to the judge.
Yep.
And I think it was a guy. Yeah, it was a guy.
Fuck you, Your
Ladies
Honor.
and gentlemen. Yeah, exactly. It was a video of a guy like he wasn't happy with his court case, so he's leaving the court and he goes, "Fuck you, Your Honor." And I'm thinking, don't say Your Honor at the end of that. Don't give him the credit of his position when you're telling him to fuck off. But so I'm watching another show. What show was this? Big Brother.
Okay.
That's right. This is terrible. I got to see if I can. I took a long note here. So what happened was this girl was saying, and I know you probably have heard this before. She was saying no offense to this guy, followed by a completely offensive thing.
Exactly.
Why are you saying no offense before? Because her line was, "No offense, but I hope you eat shit."
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, well, why did you add the no offense? Because you said something completely offensive. It makes her sound stupid, like she doesn't know what no offense means.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed some of the things I do. Like, for instance, if I make a snide comment that I'm not sure how it's going to play off.
Yeah.
Like, if it's going to come across as offensive or derogatory or any of that, or they might get offended by it, I add LOL after the end, at the end of it, and that makes it all better.
When you're talking to someone, you say the word LOL?
No, texting.
Oh, I thought you were talking about real people in real life.
Oh, yeah, I say LOL all the time. Totally, for sure.
But it's true. When you do type a text out to somebody or on Facebook, whatever, people can read that shit really wrong and think you're being a dick when you're not. So that's probably a good policy that you should bring over to real life and say it at the end of every one of your sentences.
So now my friends are going to realize this after they see anything texted to them with LOL at the end. He's being a dick.
Worried.
He's being a fucking dick.
That you're worried about being a dick, but maybe it is your master plan, though, to be able to say dickhead things, and if you just throw a smiley face at the end of it, you'll be good.
Yeah, as long as you say something ahead or after the fact to make it rational.
Right. No offense, Davin, but you're an asshole.
Yeah.
See how that worked?
Fuck
See,
you,
this girl
Jerry,
didn't do
LOL.
it where it was funny. Yeah, there you go. This girl didn't do it to where it was actually funny, like a point, like she was being that way on purpose, setting him up and saying it that way. That was just her way. She's just throwing in the no offense, but I hope you eat shit. No, that's not the way you do it.
It's not offensive at all.
No, it's not even a joke. The joke is to say no offense and say something really offensive, but let them know that it's that way, that you're doing that on purpose. She was doing it. It made it sound like she just didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. Fuck you, Your Honor.
Well, she was a snowflake. Have you heard that term lately?
Yes. I've heard that quite a few times lately.
Why is that a thing?
Because
somebody came up with
there's a
it.
conception. Yeah, there's conception about the young generation that because they were raised in the everybody gets a trophy and you're really special kind of era, which is true.
This is true.
It's stupid. The whole trophy thing is stupid. Just freaking take your loss. Go try harder to win. But, they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But they have all been taught by all of their parents, too, that they are individually special. Mm-hmm. There's always something special about them. So then they turn that into special snowflakes because no two snowflakes are alike.
Right.
And that's what they call that generation, the snowflake generation.
Oh, that needs to stop. That's one of the terms that needs to stop.
Yeah, it's not all of them, though, in real life. When you meet them, there are some people who feel entitled to everything and that they're special and all that kind of shit, but it's not all of them. You still have your regular people, too, out there.
It's very
little special little snowflake.
Everybody plays. Everybody gets. No one sits on the bench.
I never got that whole let's get a participation trophy so my kid doesn't cry because somebody else got a trophy.
Yeah.
That's when you look at your kid and you just go, look, if you would have, you had some bad luck. Didn't have a good season.
Have a gluten-free, peanut-free fucking popsicle. Get out of my face, kid.
That's right, kid. You're a special individual. You'll do better next time because you're special. Now, it doesn't teach him anything. That trophy thing's got to go.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, we were gone for a second, just in case I edit that whole part out because I was talking to him still. We were gone for a second because we lost connection. I have a theory that Drunken Davin pushed a button.
No, I didn't. I swear to God. I think it might be I think I finally might have killed my earbuds on my phone.
Oh, yeah. It's probably time for new ones.
Yeah. Could be.
You got to watch out when you buy something new, Davin.
Okay, why is that, Jerry?
I bought a new swing for the backyard. Actually, I didn't. I'm sorry. I don't want to take credit away. Our two kids bought it for Lisa for Mother's Day. A new patio swing.
Okay.
Right? Now, over the years, we've all built these pieces of furniture. And we have all these different kinds of instructions we have to follow. You know where I'm at with that?
Mm-hmm.
So, the first ones I started building years ago were just fucked up instructions that would be written in China by some guy who doesn't speak English.
Right.
And
It was
try
never
and
set
piece
the
it
thing
together.
up before.
Right. Just some technical writer that has no idea what the fuck he's talking about. So you get mad at those for a while. And then it moves slowly over to the better, but just as irritating. What's the Swedish place again? IKEA.
IKEA. Yeah, that's like the intern that doesn't know how to write script, but put this table together and then write an instruction manual. But we want you to use pictures.
Yes. That's where it all started going, was to the pictures so that they could send them to anything. Now, I've seen the worst one ever. That was this new swing.
Okay.
See, even the pictures on the IKEA one had a little bit of explanation going on and which order to do things in and things like that. So I get out the instruction manual on how to put this swing together, and I open it up, and it's a picture of the swing put together, and it pointed to different pieces that were used when it was put together.
So
And I'm like,
they
what the
skipped all
fuck is this?
They skipped all the parts in between and just went to the end.
Yes, and there was nothing missing. There wasn't any pages missing. It's basically like a picture of the thing put together, and it just might as well have said, "Here, do this." Okay.
I love
Not what order, not anything about how it's done at all. It was just a picture of it pointing out this size screw is used here on this part of it.
One of the things that drives me nuts about those assembly things is a lot of times these companies add a couple extra screws just because they know they're going to get lost in shipping or shit like that.
Yeah.
But as a man, you want everything perfect. And you get the thing built completely, and then you look down and you've got 4 extra screws, 2 washers, and a nut. And you're like, what the fuck did I miss? And it drives you nuts.
Yeah, because they don't really tell you. But I've had these things. What company? Maybe it's IKEA. Oh, it's probably Dollar Store. Not Dollar Store. The fuck is that other place that sells Big Lot?
Big Lots, yep.
We've had to buy shit from Big Lot before. And by had to buy, that means that I had no choice when I kept trying to say, why are we buying this shit? Let's buy something more expensive that's not going to fall apart in 3 weeks.
But you're married. You have no say.
Right. Yes, we can agree to that. And they would have less parts.
Yep.
So you're fucked. A couple of times I've had them where you didn't have enough screws to put the thing together.
Right.
I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? You should always have extra.
I think it's worse when you have extra, though. Because it's like, now you feel like you have to do something with it. And it ends up in a drawer. You're never going to fucking touch it again. You don't even know what it's for, but it's taking up space in your life.
Well, I guess you've never gone without before, have you? You and your rich upbringing. What was it today with your rich neighborhood? Oh, you with your rich underage drinking. I'm like, how were you driving around in a car at 16 with a bottle of Jack Daniels? How could you afford? Oh, that's right.
You came from
You grew up in a
rich
rich neighborhood.
We were all drinking Boone's Farm.
Yes, and 2-liter bottles of Sun Country Cooler for $2 a bottle.
I'm serious. They've got Zima at Kroger now for a limited release. Ask
And
Lisa.
that's where it's going to stay.
I'll buy Lisa a case of Zima if she wants one.
Why would she want one, and why would you want to waste your time? Because that would just get thrown to the curb.
To reminisce about malt beverages.
They still have them, though. There's a million malt beverages out there that are garbage.
Mm-hmm.
What about all those malt beverage energy drinks they had for a while? Those started getting outlawed, didn't they?
Yep, like
El Diablo.
Four Loko was the big one.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, because kids were drinking, kids, teenagers, high school kids were drinking them. They taste like Jolly Ranchers, that type of thing. They were
Jolly Ranchers.
An energy drink, so they're all hyped up on caffeine, and they're fucking loaded.
Speedy Gonzalez. Drink my Four Loko. Four Loko likes my sister. Everybody likes your sister.
Oh, I didn't tell you that when I was at Kroger the last time. K. Roger, as it's known in the South.
K. Roger? All right.
K. Roger. I ran into our friend, the Latina, on the show. The beautiful Latina,
really?
Yes.
The beautiful Latina girl from episode number Beautiful Latina Girl.
Yes.
Yes.
And her husband was following her around trying to keep men from looking at her because she was in yoga pants.
Right, that's a full-time job for him now, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, keeping track of her.
Because I seen a picture of her. A picture.
Yeah, she's worth every penny he paid.
Oh, God. Sorry, Mr. You know who you are. We have to remain anonymous because she never gave her name because she didn't want to be public about the whole thing. So
that's true. What was her name, by the way? What did we go with?
Oh shoot, Carmen Miranda.
No, Carmen Miranda was the one you thought. It was something else.
I don't remember.
We'll have to listen back to the episode and bring you guys up to speed next week. Or better yet...
Ladies and gentlemen, please listen to episode Beautiful Latina Girl, brought to you by Four Loko. You like my sister.
Yes. She's excellent. 2 pesos. You get anywhere you want.
There we go again, rolling your tongue in Russian ways when you're trying to do any accent. When you do it like an Irish accent, does it sound Russian?
Yeah. I was teasing Peppy, the unpaid intern, today because it was raining. Yeah. And I wanted to know where he hid his little pot of gold because he's like a little leprechaun running around.
He is kind of leprechaunish. Now he's getting a little beard going too. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Peppy, our unpaid intern, is a very minuscule chap.
Yep.
He's a ginger.
He is a ginger. We found that out when he grew his beard. You almost didn't recognize him.
Yeah, and he is Irish, I believe, even though we call him Peppy. They call him Peppy because he's peppy, and he moves around with pep.
And he talks a lot.
Yes, and we like to call him Peppy, in my mind, like it's the Hispanic name, just because I think it's funnier. Pepe. He's little Pepe.
Hola, Pepe.
They're always after me, Lucky Charms.
Yeah, me little nuggets. They've got the rainbow leading to them.
Where's me pot of gold at? My name's Pepe. Where's me pot of gold at?
Poor Pepe.
I was trying to do both Hispanic and Irish at the same time. I think I got close at the beginning.
Yeah, I tried a little bit. Hola, Pepe. So...
yeah, Peppy, fine person for you people at home to think about. Try and picture that. He's a picture. If he would, I'll tell you what. If he was wearing a leprechaun outfit, you wouldn't be surprised to believe he was an actual leprechaun because that's what he looks like.
Actually, we have him on our Facebook page. If you go to our Facebook page and look up our videos on the You Name It podcast, Peppy makes an appearance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he crawls out from underneath the bathroom
urinal
on the floor of a bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I think he left me gold down here.
I don't think so. It's not gold. Oh, it's yellow, light gold.
Yeah. They're nuggets, but they're not gold. Peppy.
Oh, I wasn't ready for that one from you. Breaking news.
Breaking news. We don't have a breaking news noise,
we don't.
so that was it.
I tried bringing this up before. T-Mobile, thank you, T-Mobile, dropped our call.
Okay.
Western Michigan University Labor Union is suing the university over unfair practices in the mowing or clearing of grass. So the lawnmowers union at Western Michigan University are pissed because the university is bringing in goats.
Oh, so they're losing their job to goats, the groundskeepers?
Goats are, they're setting these goats free, and they hired this company that has a bunch of goats, and they bring the goats out, and they clear the land and eat all the shrubbery.
I saw that on Shark Tank. Shark Tank had someone like that. I don't know if it's the same one, but they had that business plan on there. We'll bring our goats to your field, and you don't have to mow the lawn anymore.
Oh, I wonder when Amazon's going to have goat delivery. It'll be a lot cheaper. It'll be a little slower, but goats will deliver your package, and they'll also chew your grass, so you don't have to mow it.
Getting hammered over there.
No, I'm not.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for another one of the stupidest things that anybody's ever said. And I'm not talking about Davin this time. I'm talking about the little calendar I got, and I like to read these once in a while.
Okay.
I picked one at work today. I thought it was really stupid. So these things are from a calendar that is just every day there's something really stupid that somebody said. Mm-hmm. This was from Friday, July 7th, and it's from a cycling commentator covering the World Cycling Championships. Now, it doesn't have anything to do with that, but it's kind of funny that someone would say this at all. So you can picture this guy in the heat of talking about the race that's going on, and he goes, it'll come as no surprise to anyone if they spring a complete surprise on us. That fucking dick thinks that way.
Oh.
No surprise if they spring a complete surprise on Mr. Come on with that. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. Oh, here's one, because we talked about a little bit about, did we? No, we didn't. Yes, about your rich neighborhood.
Yes.
This is from Crescent Park, which is in Palo Alto, California.
Okay.
A neighborhood association president named Norm Beamer is making a point about one of the neighbors, right? And he says, it just seems to me that a billionaire can come in and do whatever he wants and run roughshod over average millionaires like myself.
Nice.
Don't you think that sounds ridiculous?
Well, that's like...
Ooh, I'm going to feel sorry for you. You're just an average millionaire.
Well, one of the conversations that I had with my ex's relatives, one of them is very well off. She was CFO of a major financial corporation. She was vice president of a major automotive company. Now she's working at Google. She retired, but she had a 3-month contract, and she's working at Google now.
Google.
So, yeah. And this is a relative of my ex-wife, and the husband, to keep busy, because growing up they've always had people to watch the kids, like 2 different nannies.
Yes, au pairs or nannies.
So he had to come up with hobbies.
Yeah, what a shame.
Yeah, one of his hobbies was beekeeping. So this is rich people problem.
Yes.
And the neighbor had a bunch of construction going on, and the construction guys were unloading their materials by his bees, or by the fence that's by his bees, and it was disturbing his bees.
Okay.
Well, at some point, one of them might have sprayed something in the beehive and contaminated it.
Yeah, because they're like, fuck these bees, let me kill them with this can of something.
Right. So now the bee nest, he cleaned it out, and his neighbor, who also keeps bees, those bees have flown into his nest and made their bees nest, but they're not the kind of bees that he wants.
Oh, there's a big bee mix-up.
Yeah, so rich people problems.
The great honeybee mix-up of 2017.
And the only
We
reason,
won't have the right kind of honey.
the only reason he's actually doing honey is because he brews his own beer and makes his own honey.
Lovey, the honey is ruined. All right.
The
He makes
beehive
his
is
own beer.
contaminated.
Oh, does he make beer with the honey somehow?
Yes.
Or
He
mead?
He makes a honey stout.
Oh, okay. No, it'll be mead or something
So,
like that.
yeah, rich people.
Let's go to the other
problems.
side, to the Democrats who aren't rich.
Okay.
Well, actually, unless they're the politicians. You know, the Democrats aren't rich voters, but the politicians are just as rich as the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
This is just kind of funny to me because, and it will be to you, because this was in the Press and Sun Bulletin in Binghamton, New York.
Okay.
It was an advertisement for the Democratic Committee. It says, the Broome County Democratic Committee announced its annual Democratic Summer Picnic will run from 5 to 8 p.m. Thursday at Ross Park on Morgan Road in Binghamton. The menu will include marinated children, several salad and side dishes, and soft drinks.
Marinated children? That sounds delicious.
Yes. Yummy. I love marinated children.
That's,
Good.
yeah, let's eat the kids. It's
There's
a
a
lot.
fly on my wall. You
Yeah.
think it knows everything about me now?
Just don't let it talk to Alexa.
Oh, she's on. I haven't said anything yet. Don't want her piping up with some dumb answer to something that we didn't ask.
Yeah.
Alexa. Lisa's growing to like Alexa more and more. Lisa's my wife. She was using Alexa to communicate. She tried it yesterday. Saying, oh, I said the name too many times. She's waiting over there probably. You know, calling one from the other room kind of thing. So
Yep.
that's a step forward. It probably just recorded everything we said just now
Yeah.
because I said her name.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah.
So she's growing attached, or she's just tolerating.
Tolerating, yes.
Okay.
There won't be any attachment. Not that she would
Alexa's to women. Alexa is like the other woman. So
admit.
she's
Yeah, maybe
gonna
they should
be
do one with a guy's voice, like a butler's voice.
a butler.
Yes, sir. How can I help you, sir?
They should.
It'd be great.
Well, that would be Jeeves. Ask Jeeves. Remember that one?
Maybe they should, to wrap it all into one big, nice package, maybe we should get Jesus to resurrect Jeeves so he can help out with that.
That would work. So you have
See
your
how
option.
I did a throwback to Jesus?
They should.
Gluten-free
They
Jesus?
should have their option of Alexa or Jeeves. You can ask either one. And
Maybe we'll call it gluten-free Jesus for this episode.
And Siri can sit on the sideline and pout because she didn't get a trophy.
Well, nobody really likes Siri. She's kind of a bitch.
Yeah,
She does have some attitude in her voice, too.
that's true. It depends what
least
kind of
this
voice
one.
you give her.
Oh, yeah. Yours is weird because that day that you were searching for something outside our work, it would switch from being an English accent to a U.S. accent for some stupid reason, depending on what you asked it. I have no idea what magic you're doing to have that happen.
I also told Siri to call me handsome, I think, or sexy.
That's your
yeah,
handsome Davin?
yeah. So
Somebody calls you. Who calls you that?
Drew at work.
Mike Novak call you that, too?
No, well, he might.
Yes.
Back when I had hair and didn't look like you.
Right. It sucks looking like me, doesn't it? I do it all the time. I know. I look like me all the time.
Hey, you know what, Jerry? We got through another show.
We did, but I did want to leave you with something because, my favorite clip the audience doesn't know anything about or care about, this one.
Who's Keira Knightley?
Yeah.
Who's Keira
I'm
Knightley?
Keira Knightley.
That one.
I love that one.
She did a Snapchat of that and sent it to me, but I couldn't save it because that's how Snapchat works, right? I tried to get a copy of it from her, but she didn't push the right buttons that would save it on her phone.
Does she listen
she
to the
was-
show?
No, I'm sure she doesn't at all. Why would she? Doesn't listen to me at all.
Yeah,
It's my daughter, ladies
My
and gentlemen.
kids don't listen either, so
That's my kid. I she was saying I'm Keira Knightley that one day, and then I started messing with her and trying to record it, and that's what you heard. But she's sitting in her car, and it just comes up with her staring at the camera, and she does, I'm Keira Knightley, and then she sticks her tongue out and goes, ugh. And she said it to me, and it was hilarious. And I'm going, I want to send this to Davin; he'd love this. But she's going, well, I don't want you to put it online. I go, oh, he wouldn't do that. Of course, you probably would. But,
of course I would.
Yeah, but I can say I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So what are you going to call this episode, Mr. Taylor?
What did I just say? Gluten-free Jesus. Nah, let's leave Jesus out of it this time. What else did we talk about? What do you remember that we just talked about? That's the funny part.
Yeah.
Recap. Any ideas what we talked about?
Oh, we talked about Amazon underwater shipping. We talked about bees. We talked about relatives being like oysters. Just a general recap of bullshit.
Oh, maybe it'll be something about how bad relatives are, and then everybody will want to listen to it. Because they'll wonder if we're talking about them or not. Yeah. All my relatives who see the posts will go, I wonder if he's complaining about me.
Yeah, that's how we'll get listeners from your relatives. Because none of mine even know I do this.
Well, I'm sure, like, your side, how many do you have? You don't have many, right?
No, and they're all nuts anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, my dad came from a family of 14,000 people, and then Lisa's family is 14,000 people, so there's a lot of those people all over the place. Why do you think I'm broke all year round? Birthday presents.
That's right.
That's right. That's right, kids. Your wife just outnumbered you like 10-1.
Oh, so. I know. It was good. My ex-wife.
Yes, your ex-wife. I'll name it Davin Hates His Relatives. I'm sorry, Davin Hates His Ex-Wife's Relatives.
No, I don't.
I know, but if I name it that, then you might get a bunch of listeners from that.
Oh my God, I'll never hear the end of it. Someone will comment back.
Sorry, I was just drinking. You might have heard that. I was just drinking some fine Max Taste Pepsi Zero. Fine sponsor of the You Name It podcast.
Now I'm drinking a Yingling.
I lied. I wish I had a Yingling. I'm going to have to get some of that. I had an opportunity to get some Yingling this week, and I passed it up. It was from our workmate Ryan, who's going to Ohio right now. Oh. And he asked if I wanted some. But I'm seriously that broke until Friday that I can't afford, in my mind at least, I can't afford to waste money on a case of Yingling. That's how bad it is.
Well, Jerry, I've got 2 cases of Yingling coming, probably on Wednesday, and I would be glad to part with one of my cases to make you happy.
Really? Like on Friday when we get paid?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fine. I don't need it this weekend because I have another one of these weddings to go to.
Well, I'll be out of town next week for our next broadcast. I'll be in Traverse City for the Traverse City Film Festival. Guys, go to the Traverse City Film Festival website, Traverse City, Michigan. It's a film festival for, 6 days? But the list of movies, I was looking through them. They look pretty damn good.
Well, they're fairly well known. Isn't that the one that has a lot of involvement? Well, I don't know. Is that the one Michael Moore started? Or is
Michael Moore started it, yep. This is, I think, the 13th year of it.
Yeah, but a lot of people go to this one.
He picks a lot of the movies out, but look at the movie list because there's a lot of independent films and stuff on there that you wouldn't notice otherwise. And they sound pretty good. So I'm going to start trying to...
What are you plugging them for? Are they giving you something behind my back?
Oh, yeah, they're giving me a whole boatload of work up north.
I thought so.
But it's a good reason to go up north. That's the other thing.
That's what they call it here in Michigan, going up north. Even people who live up north will go further north and call that going up north. It's a weird, vicious cycle. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just heard the You Name It podcast, episode number 1.
You don't know what episode it is. I don't know.
No, I have no idea. 127.
We just do this for fun, and we're glad you guys can join in.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Davin's going to say his catchphrase right now.
Pop a wheelie, guys.